much do you know about K-food? How much hanshik have you eaten?
We invite you into the world of Korean food, of course, including the history and culture of it.
It's Dish of the Day with
Chef Ryan Phillips.
Yes, the chefiest of chefs on ARIRANG is here once again to introduce everything you ever wanted to know about Korean food, from the trendiest dishes right down to seasonal specialities that you absolutely have to try this time of year. Hello, Chef Ryan.
Hi, how you doing, Paul?
It's very good. I'm very happy to see you again.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you too, man.
I think it's about a year. Peter seems to go away in February.
Yeah.
And we had a good time last time, and I'm really looking forward to talking with you about food. It's one of my favorite segments on the show.
You really keep me on my toes. I was telling Peter that. I remember that. I think the first time we did this together, I was like, "Oh man, I got to prepare better because I'm going to see Paul tomorrow. I gotta be ready for this."
I've been taking notes. I've got some things to ask you. You may not know the answer to.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, how's your farm doing in the middle of winter?
It's good and frozen. I do have some greenhouses that have some, little bits of life inside. A few years ago, I tried to build a passive solar geothermal greenhouse.
You tried?
Well, I managed to keep a citrus tree alive, which just needs to be above freezing.
Okay,
right?
that's fantastic.
The goal was actually to get a little warmer than that to keep peppers alive through the winter, because peppers can be perennials.
Sure.
But here in Korea, they tend to be annuals.
Yes.
And so I had, the facing south, so the sun does this long arc in the day, and that warmth heats up water barrels and the earth on the north side of the greenhouse, and it was dug into the ground 2 meters as well. Went through a lot of effort, and it just didn't get the 10 degrees centigrade on those minus 20 days,
This is the thing, you can never tell how cold it's going to get in Korea.
Right. Yeah. This winter's been pretty mild, I guess.
It has. I mean, we've had a couple of days where in Seoul it's been down to almost minus 15, but that's about it.
Yeah. This past weekend was pretty brutal. Were you out in it at all?
Yes, I was. But
windy.
Starting today, I mean, we
might be over the hump, right?
I think we're more than might be. We are over the hump. We're gonna have daytime highs above zero this week.
I can start asking volunteers to join me on the farm. We can do some work in the greenhouse.
Start finally digging into the ground again.
Let's do it.
Now, the hashtag today is hashtag Maum, hashtag heart. How's your heart doing? How are you feeling?
Heart is good, man. I run a lot.
No, not your physical heart.
Oh,
Chef Ryan. Your heart. Your emotional heart. Get with the program. Oh my god, you've gone soft with Peter. This is terrible. All right, start again. Okay, hello, Chef Ryan. How's your heart?
Okay, yeah. Well, actually, man, I just got back from Brazil. I hadn't been there in 25 years.
Wow.
And man, those people, they really communicate from the heart.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
And they cook from the heart too.
I've got some Brazilian friends. Oi, gente. They're watching right now.
Excellent.
It was such a beautiful reminder. I was a kid when I was down there, and exchange student, and it became a big part of who I became. And then to go back after all this time and feel that again, it was awesome. It warmed my heart. So
I'm so glad to hear that. Now, what was the best thing you ate there?
Ooh, something new. There's a thing called bolinho de feijão com acarajé. It's not from the state that I adore and that I spent all my time there. It was just more in the mountains, Minas Gerais. It's actually from the Northeast or the coastline. But you take black-eyed peas and you soak them and then rub the outer shell off, and then pound them and make a patty. Maybe a little bit of onion in there too. Make a patty and fry it, and it looks like a fried bread.
Yeah.
You cut it open to make like a sandwich thing, and then inside you put like a reduction of coconut milk with cashew ground up, peanut ground up, onion, garlic, maybe some shrimp in there, then some chilies go into that. It's
like a stuffed pancake.
A little bit, man. It's amazing. It's not super sweet. It rides that line between sweet and savory, which I've always loved.
Well, I think that's one of the magnificent things about South American cooking is that the combination of flavors. There's nowhere to go because they use consumes everything in all sorts of ways. And it's so delicious. But here in Korea too,
Right.
it's
right.
delicious.
Oh, and there's so many things to talk about. I was just I bumped into the PDNM on the show that we were doing last year.
Yes.
The K-food thing. And it was so good to see her. And I was commenting on how, we still haven't run out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, how many shows have we done, boys and girls out there?
I don't
There's
know.
a lot.
Hundreds?
But we've never done this one.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. There may be a good reason why we haven't done this one.
Oh, yeah?
Why don't you introduce the dish, and we'll get on to why you've introduced the dish in just a second.
Okay. Okay. You don't want me to mention why?
Oh, no,
Okay.
introduce the dish first, and then we'll talk about why.
All right, so today we're talking about dubujeon, which is a tofu. I guess you might translate it as tofu pancake. Let's just call it tofujeon.
Can I use a word?
Please?
Fritter.
Fritter. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
If we're gonna talk about what we're eating, and you'll see it in a minute if you're watching on YouTube, it's
That's
a
a
fritter.
much broader encompassing vocabulary than just pancake.
I'm shocked at you, Chef Ryan Phillips.
Love that. I love fritters, like corn fritters.
Well, you come from a country that's
the
based
fritter.
on fritters.
Oh man, now you got me thinking about corn fritters.
And no corn today. Well, you could put corn in it, but that's not the main ingredient.
No, yeah, I have seen like canned corn in these before. But anyway, it's predominantly tofu. If you're a vegetarian, this is maybe one for you out there. Where so many Korean dishes or snacks are not vegetarian, this one is or can be. So it's tofu, and it's a firm tofu, and you squeeze out a lot of the moisture, and then you add in some moisture via some different vegetables, and there's a long list of things you can use. Then a little bit of egg and maybe some flour or cornstarch or potato starch to hold it together, and then it's pan fried, shallow fried. Could be deep fried, but usually it's shallow fried or pan fried, and then served with a lovely dipping sauce. I want to focus on that today too because I've got a seasonal ingredient that we use there.
Okay, but hang on. You're jumping ahead now.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
to
yeah.
the dipping sauce.
All right, all
Now,
right.
I don't know. Do we show the food now or we show the food later?
We can show the food anytime.
Okay.
We can throw up a picture as a teaser first.
Let's throw up a teaser. This is not Chef Ryan's food. It doesn't look as good as Chef Ryan's food, but it still looks delicious. So these are the dubujeon, the tofu fritters.
Yes, tofu fritters.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a food that we'll have, all year round, but especially this time of year.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yes. During the major holidays in Korea, this is a very common thing, just to make all different kinds of jeon. My first mentor, chef friend, like my Korean sister, Janet Park, she used to make so much jeon for the holidays. She would always complain about it. And I've heard other Korean folks that are in the kitchen complain about the holidays because of all the jeon.
Well, this is the thing, because they are delicious, but they do take a long time to prepare because you have to fry each one, and if they're big, you can only get a couple in the pan at a time.
Yeah, I think people go out and buy those little electric griddles that you see everywhere for sale for these holidays.
The one thing that you can't find in the shops is newspapers and electric griddles when it comes to sold out.
That's totally true. Yeah,
Newspaper on the floor.
Sold out. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are delicious. Okay, we'll lift. Do you need a drum roll? Do you need a countdown? What do you do?
Let's take this off. Okay.
Okay, 3.
All right. You
2,
can already smell it.
1.
All right. Okay.
Oh, look at those.
Yeah, man.
You do need to get to YouTube to have a look at these because these are absolutely stunning. So what we're looking at here is almost a dozen patties, a dozen fritters.
Yeah, made fresh this morning. Yeah.
Okay, and you wouldn't, at first glance, you wouldn't say tofu.
Yeah, true. They look like there's definitely some vegetable there.
Yeah,
and
but
egg, but yeah.
This is the wonderful thing about tofu. Sometimes you don't know it's there.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is beautiful. But the thing is, nobody likes it.
Nobody
supposedly.
likes it.
Well, this is what I've been told.
Okay.
Why have you chosen this dish today? Why is this the loser of Korean foods?
No, come on. Well, okay, to be completely honest, our writers chose the dish for today, and I...
Oh, you mean you don't like this dish?
No, I love it.
Ryan Phillips hates this dish, everybody. You heard it here
out of
first.
context. No, I love jeon. I will say I don't eat a lot of jeon because most of Korean food is so much lighter, healthier. It doesn't. When you got to work on a farm all day, like I often do, you want just some rice and some side dishes, maybe a little protein, but even just pan fried stuff can kind of slow you down.
Sure.
Right. And so I think that's why this is more often eaten around the holidays because you ain't got work to do.
Yeah, it's a time for feasting and celebration. And just like pancakes, you don't have pancakes on an ordinary day. You have it on a lazy day.
Right. When you can go, loosen the belt and go
Absolutely.
lay around and watch some TV.
Yeah, which is why everyone's going to be eating fritters and pancakes next week. But
Yes.
who doesn't like these fritters? Who are the terrible human beings who hate these fritters?
I don't know, Paul. What
Okay.
am I missing here?
Basically, there was a survey. It was done by this global food ranking platform called Taste Atlas, and they released their list of 100 worst foods in the world.
No way.
Okay. I'm not sure how good a judge of food they are, but 84th on the list was Dubujeon.
What
Tofu
in the
fritter.
world? Who's judging these things?
Well,
And who made it? And which variation? Because there's endless variations.
That's what I don't know. What's interesting, if we look at it, it wasn't the only Korean food on the list. Of the most hated, supposedly, the worst 100 foods, the Korean foods that made the list were the tofu fritters, fermented skate, the hongo.
Okay. Well, I can see why that would make a list.
Are you trying to say that fish fermented in its own urine is not delicious?
I kind of like it, just not that often.
It's a challenge for a lot of people.
Right.
Surprising to me, at number 68 was yacht, the candy, the traditional candy here.
Why?
Does it pull people's teeth out? It is very sticky.
It definitely is very sticky.
But
what about bondegi?
It wasn't on the list.
Silkworm larvae.
Was not on the list.
Are you a fan?
I've had it once. It tasted like musty walnuts. I don't need to have it again.
I keep trying it to see if maybe I'll evolve, because that happens
Sure,
with things,
of course. Yeah.
But still not my jam.
Look, people like it. I've tried it. The thing is, for me, if I'll try a dish once, and if I don't like it, it's fine. I've had it.
You gotta try it.
The other one, along with the tofu fritter, that shocked me at number 81, which is close to the tofu fritter, was at number 84, is bean sprout rice.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a lovely dish.
It's a lovely, traditional, working class staple. A farm staple, you would say.
Yeah. Healthy, delicious. Just, it is simple, but that's the beauty of it. It's in the elegance of the simplicity.
Yeah, so we're very angry today. This is a very angry episode of Daily K and Dish of the Day. But
84th.
But don't worry, Chef Ryan, because you have cooked this beautiful food, and we're going to do it justice.
I did some special stuff for these, I'll tell you.
Not yet!
Yeah.
Hold your horses. Hold your pancakes.
All right.
We're going to get to all of this. If you have any questions about tofu fritters, about tofu, about anything to do with Korean food, let us know. Do send us a question, whatever you like. We're going to be talking about these dubujeon, these tofu fritters, a little bit more in just a second. So we'll have a song first. This is Tiki Tik with the What Should I Eat song. 뭐 먹을지 고민될 때 부르는 노래. And I'm here with the man who worries about food or thinks about food 24 hours a day, Chef Ryan Phillips.
Yeah, don't worry. I just love it.
Do you never worry about food? Like when you're doing the slow barbecue and you put it in and it starts to rain?
Maybe, or when you got a 9-course meal to get out. And
Yeah, when you got
70
50
people.
Thanksgiving packages due on Thursday.
My worry sometimes. When you wake up after only 4 hours of sleep and you really want to get at least 6 or 7, but your mind starts racing and you're like, can't go back to sleep. Yeah, that's worrying, isn't it? Yeah.
It's okay. We're talking about #mam, #heart today.
Heart.
You can share these worries with us.
There you go.
It's a safe space.
I'm feeling a lot of heart lately. Yeah.
Okay, but food cures our worries, and messages cure our worries too. We got some messages in. Sherry Russell saying it looks very appetizing. It does indeed.
Yeah, and Sherry was mentioning that she might come back to Korea again. I'm so excited to hear that. Sherry.
Please do pop by the studio on a Tuesday. You never know. You might get to try something delicious.
There you go. Siska writes here, tofu is the trauma ingredient on Culinary Class Wars.
What?
Did you know that? Have you watched all
trauma
those?
ingredient?
I guess so. I wonder
How is it
why.
a trauma ingredient?
There's so many things you can do with it.
Yeah, I've not watched Culinary Class Wars.
Neither have I.
I saw the first episode. It was
Shame
just
on-
too loud.
People are going to be shocked. But,
Why?
Well, people are always
were you
asking me.
Did you drop out in the first round and you just feeling very bitter about it?
No, but I was asked before anybody knew what the show was.
Sure.
I was asked to maybe participate.
Yeah.
And I was like, no thanks. And then after I saw how big it was, I was like, maybe I should have just said yes on that one.
I don't know. I think you, as the token foreigner on the show, it can be a little bit tricky.
Well, it is. Those things are a lot of work. It's people will spend hours and hours there, to get a 30-second clip in there and then maybe go to the next round.
Are you saying you didn't spend hours and hours for this show?
Always. I was up all night, partner.
Lilith says, I love all kinds of jun. It looks so delicious. I want to eat it. And bean sprout rice sounds delicious too. I love bean sprouts. So do we.
Yes, bean sprout rice is good stuff. Who's making that list?
I don't know. Can I tell you one of my favorite things at the moment? I end up in Dubujeon about once every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And there's a 24-hour meat place there.
Oh, really?
And they do breakfast, and they do kimchi jjigae for breakfast.
No way.
And it costs 12,001, but you get like a big bubbling stone bowl of the kimchi jjigae. You get the rice. There's one side dish and one side dish only. It's the bean sprouts.
No kidding.
A big heaping seasoned pile of bean sprouts. It's my favorite thing.
And get that crunch, that textural contrast. So
Yeah.
things, yeah.
Now, you got any more there?
I do. Also from Lily. LOL, but it made a contestant have to be creative. The tofu, I'm assuming. None of the contestants wanted to see tofu again after the challenge, though. Why are there so many haters of tofu?
I don't know, but tofu, for me, when I think of Korean food, tofu's an easy one. Like, you don't need to get creative because the ways of cooking it traditionally in Korea, it's delicious.
Have you seen the donkasu done but with tofu instead?
No, I have not.
It's like taking a pretty healthy ingredient and making it as least healthy as you possibly can. It's like battered and deep fried and then served with a sauce all over it.
You mean like today's food?
It is pretty darn good. Yet
today's food is battered and fried.
Oh, wait till you see what I fried it in too, baby.
Okay, now before we get to the Dubujeon,
Yes.
I just have to ask, what is your favorite tofu Korean recipe? What is the thing? Is it this or is it something else? What's your go-to?
You know what? I really just like tubu kimchi.
Okay, so and this is we're just talking about fresh steamed tofu, boiled tofu,
Right.
slapped on the plate with a big pile of kimchi. That's it.
And it needs to be the mugunji. It needs to be the old long fermented sour
This
kimchi.
stinky stuff.
It's a little stinky, but nothing like Jonggukjang or
Oh no,
some of the,
but it's like a good cheese. It's got a good whiff to it,
a little bit,
and it needs to be sour.
It needs to be sour.
Yeah, I have to say I'm with you there. I want some boiled pork on the side as well.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Because
true.
for me, the
That
perfect chopstick full is a slice of boiled pork, a slice of the tofu, and then a slice of that old kimchi on
See,
top.
you really get into food. Peter's usually a little skittish in here. I don't want to
Really?
bad talk him, but a lot of times, it's, what do we have today? What do I have to eat today? He's a little picky, but I can tell just the way you talk about food that you're really into it.
You can probably tell by the
it's nice.
size of me that I'm really into it. Okay, so this is a holiday food. This is a day when you have time, when you don't have to get down the farm, when you don't have to work.
Right.
I'm guessing it's been around for a long time.
Yes, absolutely. Tofu. I mean, you got to remember, guys, that back in the day, people didn't have access to a lot of animal protein. Maybe some fish from the sea or something from the sea, but beef and pork and chicken were really not on the menu. So having the soybean to make your tofu, to make the kongbiji, that's the byproduct of making tofu.
the bean curd.
The bean curd, right? To making the meju that goes into the doenjang, the fermented soybean paste, and the soy sauce you get out of those, and then to have tofu to make in so many other ways like this one. These were really important, bits of protein that you could have in your diet.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, you've got your chopsticks ready.
I'm ready, man.
I have a
I'm ready.
question.
Yes, sir.
Is there egg in this?
Oh, no. You have an egg allergy?
Yes.
Oh, no. You're kidding me.
No.
Nobody told me. I could have tried to do it without
It's
egg.
okay. I'm so
I'm
they
eating
look so
alone.
good, but I'm
eating
not going to be able to
alone.
partake.
Oh man.
Okay, so you're going to have to be the one.
All right.
Can you hold it up to the camera first? Let's take a good look. Yeah, there we go.
A slow turn.
All right. Give it a wiggle. Give it a wiggle. And give it a shimmy.
Get out of here. All right, so I'm going to try it without the sauce first. Just to, man, I wish I knew you didn't eat
That's
that.
okay. Chef Ryan's taking a big bite. Not a whole thing. He's very genteel about it, just a little bit. He's chewing with his mouth closed, which is the sign of a true gentleman. He's having some trouble swallowing.
I can't think of. You're cracking me up. All right.
Okay, what flavors are you getting from this?
Okay. Now, you can use a lot of different vegetables in these. I chose to use oyster mushrooms, and scallions, and red and green chilies without the seeds and without the heat kick of any chili.
Okay, so a little bit of warmth to it, but nothing too spicy.
Right.
He's really enjoying this, his own food. It's the sign of a good chef. If a good chef enjoys his own food, you know he's doing well.
I seasoned it very lightly with just a little bit of soy and toasted sesame oil. But, baby, in the true essence of a fritter, guess what I fried it in?
Corn oil.
Nope.
Tallow?
Lard.
Okay, I was close with tallow. All right.
So these are not vegetarian fritters.
And they're not halal either.
And not halal either. These were fried in lard. I happened to be rendering a bunch of lard yesterday to work on some other things, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to fry these in.
I have to say, certainly in Europe, in the States, it's a traditional frying fat.
You can get it up to a lot higher temperature without it smoking.
But here in Korea, it's not lard these days. It'll be just a bean oil, canola oil, a very plain oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usually it'll be a soybean oil here. Predominantly, that tends to be the cheapest one, which in the restaurant game, that's what people choose. Now, for home use, I guess it's still usually the soybean oil, but we have all different oils. I will say that often folks recommend, some Korean chef friends, they'll say add a little bit of dulgiram to that shallow fry oil.
Okay, so they're saying add it at the beginning, not at the end.
Right.
Okay, so, and this is the perilla seed oil we're talking about.
Exactly, which is very similar to the toasted sesame oil. If you've never had perilla seed oil or don't have access to it, that would be the substitute, is using a toasted sesame oil.
But it's not the same.
It's not quite the same.
It also should be said, there's a very good reason in Korean food, for perilla oil, you're using it for vegetables, not meat. Sesame oil you use for your meat dishes. The perilla oil is going to be for your veggies.
He knows.
Yeah, because it's what is bibimbap without meat if you don't have some perilla oil in it?
I really love the perilla seed in all its uses, and the perilla seed oil is just amazing.
You're you're demolishing that bowl of.
Man, I made so many. Now I have to eat all these by myself.
Okay, this is, I think, why one of the reasons why our writers wanted this and wanted us to talk about it is because looking at Chef Ryan's reaction, look at these beautiful pancakes, fritters.
Fritters.
I cannot understand how this can be a worse food. However, I have seen some very anemic tofu fritters. On TV and in the supermarket sometimes, where it's literally a piece of tofu dipped in egg wash and then fried and not seasoned.
Actually, if you search this in Korean on a Google image search, more than half of the images that come up are just the sliced tofu that are dipped in a bit of egg, maybe a little bit of cornstarch, and then shallow fried in a pan.
And I'll be honest, that's not very appetizing.
Yeah, well, unless you have a really delicious dipping sauce, it's kind of like, why?
But it's also what you're making is sort of the vegetarian version of donggranggang.
Yeah.
So it's like the meat fritter, except there's no meat.
That's one of
my favorite. And the tofu is the carrier. The tofu gives us a texture as opposed to the flavor, gives us the base.
I'm so glad you brought up the donggranggang, because that was one of my first favorite jeon or Korean snacks like this. And it's so similar to this. It's just the tofu jeon doesn't have the meat in it.
Yeah, pretty much same ingredients, same method, but we're making this vegetarian. I guess you could even make it vegan if you swap out the egg.
Right. Right.
but we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Stay tuned. We got the recipe coming up after To Us, TWS, with Nice to See You Again. 다시 만난 오늘. That was To Us, TWS, with 다시 만난 오늘. It's nice to see you again, Chef Ryan.
It's so good to see you too, Paul.
Yes, but it's also so good to see lots of messages. I've got some photos, some pictures here. I think from Matahari, who's been talking about some local Trinbago fritters.
Wow.
If we can get them on the screen, one is a saltfish akara.
Oh, that looks like bolinho de bacalhau.
Yeah, saltfish fritter made with salted cod and a white fish, preferably shark. Oh, I love a bit of shark. Totally. And then sahina, which is a spinach fritter, and then baigani, or eggplant fritter, both made with a split pea batter and served with tamarind or mango chutney.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing this. I got to look up the spinach fritter. I've never even seen or heard about that before. That's cool.
I think every kind of fritter is welcome everywhere. We've got Ing as well has got something, not necessarily a fritter, but it is a tofu dish. She says, "Hi Paul, it's wonderful to have you back. Oh, why didn't I know about this dish when I was searching for vegetarian meals for my mum in Seoul? I want to try it. Here's a tofu dish my mum made recently. Steamed tofu with broccoli and ginger strips drizzled in sesame oil."
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I have to say, if you're having broccoli, it has to be ginger. For me, broccoli without ginger is just not worth it.
Steamed until it just has that little bit of crunch.
Exactly.
That looks great.
And hold your horses, right? I've got one more picture. I'm dealing with the pictures first.
Sir, yes, sir.
You had your eating time. I'm having a picture time. And we got Siska, who says that tofujan, or the tofu fritters, are common snacks in Indonesia. We make it by smashing the tofu and frying them, or cutting the tofu into small cubes and frying it. You can see the smashed ones above and the cube ones below. We add carrots and prawns as well. Yum, yum. We call it bakwan tahu. Tahu's tofu, and bakwan is the fritter, or the twigim.
That looks really good.
They all look really good.
The bottom picture looks a whole lot like a southern corn fritter.
But it's tofu.
It's tofu. Lily writes here, Dubujeon is one of my favorites. That's what Paul was talking about earlier.
Yes.
When you do the tofu and cook down the kimchi, maybe you've got some radish in there, cook all that way down, and it just kind of gets caramelized. A little natural sweetness comes out.
It does. But I have to say, just tofu in your kimchi jjigae is wonderful. A little bit of boiled belly pork with your kimchi and your tofu is sorted.
Lovely days. Siska writes, steamed tofu with minced pork. Yum. I'm not sure if I've seen that dish. That's not a Korean thing. Have you seen
I've seen steamed tofu with minced pork in Korean dumplings.
Ah, so true.
Yeah,
so
if you're looking for those old, I think some of the North Korean dumplings have that.
Right.
Where like the not the flat North Korean dumplings, but the big mamas.
Yeah.
Where it's like a 1-to-1 ratio of tofu and minced pork.
Yeah, because pork was hard to come by, but tofu was easy to make.
And like every other culture in the world, you thin it out with whatever grain or bean you have.
That's it. Waste not, want not.
Okay.
Use it all.
Now, we can't waste our time any longer. We have to get to the recipe. If people want to make this, how do they make it, and how do they get this excellent dipping sauce?
I think I got to get you to at least taste the dipping sauce. And then I brought some hot sauce.
I'm not touching the hot sauce.
No? Okay. All right.
This tongue is insured. I'm a voice actor. I'm a professional.
Oh, to have some. I made a new hot sauce from our farm chilies. This is just habanero, and I was playing with it yesterday, and I was like, whoa.
I don't mess with the chilies. I like spicy food, but not too spicy. All right. So,
well,
are you eating again? We need the recipe, Chef Ryan.
The recipe's coming. Okay,
right.
So
goodness.
I actually made all of this in about 30 minutes this morning. To give you an idea, you take your tofu first, and it should be a firm tofu. You definitely don't want sundubu, the really soft, squishy one. That one won't work.
And if you're buying in a Korean supermarket or in Korea, you have to be very careful, because there are all different types of tofu. There'll be like a line of different tofus, and if you pick the wrong one, well, you're all tubued out.
Well, I would say that most of them would work for this, but you just don't want any of those silken tofus. You want something like more traditional. And then you take that piece of tofu, let's say you got 500 grams. All right, maybe about a pound. You're going to break it all up into little pieces, put a little salt on it, let it sit for about 10 minutes. That's to kind of draw some moisture out.
Yeah.
And then I just put it in a cheesecloth. But if you don't have a cheesecloth, no big deal. Just squeeze it and try to squeeze out as much moisture as you can.
Yeah, so you don't want dry tofu, but you don't want sort of a messy, wet pile of slop.
The more moisture you can get out, the more other moistures you can add in, and that's going to come from the different vegetables you put in.
Okay, now you were putting in the chilies and the oyster mushrooms for this one. What's your choice normally of veg for this?
Well, you got to have some kind of onion and garlic usually.
Okay.
But then there could be zucchini, there could be carrot, there could be any kind of mushroom, like scallions. What else have I seen? Pumpkin, carrot. All of those are on the table for this kind of dish.
I'm not sure about pumpkin.
I've seen it being used.
I think it's too strong a flavor.
Really small. It is
Too strong.
Flavor, yeah.
It becomes a pumpkin fritter.
Well, that's a good point.
I'm going to nix the pumpkin.
But if you like a little sweetness, I probably wouldn't put the pumpkin with the mushroom. These are oyster mushrooms.
Yeah.
And in this case, to be able to add more of them, all I did was dry pan fry them to get some of that moisture out.
Sure.
Then add them into my mix.
This is what I think a lot of people don't know is when you're cooking mushrooms, don't put the oil in.
Yeah, you don't need
just
to.
dry fry them first. Get them a little bit toasty.
Wake them up, get that flavor going.
And then you can mix them in with
flavor.
everything else. Yeah.
Exactly. See, he knows.
I love a good mushroom. Now, so you've got this. What is your ratio of tofu to veg?
Yeah, so to avoid having too much moisture, which could lead to these guys falling apart, you probably want a 3-to-1. 3 parts tofu to 1 part of all your veg combined.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
Yeah, if you go more than that, what's going to happen is it could get a little too much water in it while it's cooking and start to fall apart. So then you do a test run and be like, oh, I need to add more flour or potato starch in this case, but you can use cornstarch, an egg to hold it all together.
So are you putting the egg into the fritter or is it a coating?
Oh, into it for sure. Yeah.
So this is the potato starch and the eggs into the mix, all getting mixed up together.
Your vegetables, your tofu that you've squeezed the moisture out of. So let's say you've got the 500 grams, then you got maybe 150 grams of the veg, okay? Now you've mixed all that together. You're going to add a little bit of toasted sesame oil maybe and some soy to season that up. Then I added 2 eggs for that ratio, that amount. And then about 2.5, probably 3 tablespoons of potato starch.
Okay.
To help it all come together.
And much like a lot of recipes, you got to eyeball it.
Sure.
If it's looking good, if it's looking like it's going to fry, great. If not, get it to the consistency you want.
I started frying just 1 fritter first.
Yeah.
So I could, adjust it, and wouldn't waste too many in the first batch.
Or as we like to call it in my house, Dad's fritter.
Ah, is that how it works? Yeah. Well,
Yes.
it looked good to me. It looked like it was definitely going to hold together, so I just went with it. And these came out pretty good.
And as we're talking, let's take a look at what these can look like of all the different pancakes around this time of year. Yeah. So you don't have to make them as big as some of the ones here. What I like about the ones that you've made is that they're cookie size. So you can have, if you're a big boy with a big mouth, you can do it in one, or it's a 2-3 biter.
Totally. These are about the size of like a slider patty. And that way you can fit, 4, maybe even 5 in a pan at once and get these cooking quick.
Yeah, and as you said, you have a nice hot pan, shallow frying. I'm guessing you want to keep them separate.
Yes.
Don't crowd the pan, otherwise you end up with one big fritter.
Right, and it's an important thing to note the consistency of it before it goes into the fry pan. This is definitely not like a pancake batter. This is something fairly solid. I was thinking about a way to describe it when I was looking at it this morning, and I would say it's like scrambled eggs that are about 3 minutes from being done.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't eat eggs, so I know.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
But everybody else does. That's fine.
Yeah.
Now we got the pancake. I think we got the recipe down. But what we haven't talked about is the dipping sauce and the special ingredient. And you've got a lovely bowl of green and white here.
Yeah, I had to bring these just to show off because this is a special seasonal ingredient.
Okay.
And it's called dale, but it translates as wild Korean chives. And I think when I was a kid, I would pull these out of the yard and eat them.
Yeah, and the thing to recognize them by is their heads. They've got little spring onion kind of heads on them.
Yeah, and but it's not so strong. Like it's kind of akin to a chive, you know. If you
you just called it a chive.
Scallions, thank you. If you eat scallions, you're gonna have some pretty strong breath. You know, if you eat daepa, the Korean pa, you're gonna have some really strong breath, the fresh style, right? But these, it's much lighter, and so they're great to use in sauces like this. Our sauce is just really simple. It's soy, it's some vinegar. I used apple cider here. There's some Korean red chili flakes, a little bit of toasted sesame seed, and the dale. And that's it.
Yeah, and you're just chopping that up fine to put in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you could leave them in a little bit longer pieces. That's kind of common in Korea. So to kind of show off that it is dale.
Well, any way you like it. That's the great thing about all the fritters and pancakes in the Korean repertoire is you make it your way, you make it your style. Chef Ryan, you are incredible in terms of your cooking and also your knowledge when it comes to food.
Are we out of time already?
Yes.
No, I wanted to eat some hot sauce.
You already ate hot sauce. You've been dipping the pancake in for the last 10 minutes. All right. Thank you to Chef Ryan. You'll be back again with another dish, another day. I won't be here, but Peter will, and scold him for me. We will have a song now to send Chef Ryan out of the studio as he eats all of his own tofu fritters.